Hey, what is happening, folks? It is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back another episode of The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where we unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture, mainly Star Wars, Transformers, McFarlane figures, sprinkled in with a bunch of other stuff. So if you like that other stuff, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. For those that have subscribed, thank you so very much for your support. Also, huge shout out to all my members. Consider becoming one if you'd like to. If not, that's okay as well. But today, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the world of the Spider-Verse, and I promised myself I would not get into another kind of like toy category, right? So I got McFarlane, I've got anime figures, I've got Transformers, and I've got Star Wars. And I've kind of backed down on Star Wars and McFarlane figures a little bit just because they're a little pricey and they're getting a little stale, in my opinion, on some of those things. So I promised myself I wouldn't get into Marvel. Well, I lied to myself. Well, technically I didn't, because I do love SH Figuarts figures, and so that's how I justified this one. So we're gonna look at today, we're gonna look at this one right here, the SH Figuarts Spider-Man 2099 Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse figure here, and we're gonna see if this thing is really awesome and if I should get the rest of them, or should I just kind of let it go, in the words of Elsa. So let's go to my lab and let's talk about this figure. Intro, please. Boom, here it is. Like I said, I promised myself I wouldn't get in another genre, but SH Figuarts, you gave me a loophole to circumvent. So if you have not watched these Across the Spiderverse movies, the Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, they are probably some of the best Spider-Man movies, if not the best Spider-Man movies that are out there. Freaking totally amazing, animated, really great figures. Well, not really great figures. I'm about to do a really great figure here, but just really great story. I can't wait for the next one to come out. But if you don't know much about Spider-Man 2099, he is a character by the name of Miguel O'Hara, who is an Irish-Mexican geneticist living in New York, or Nueva York, which is New York City, in the year 2099, and he attempts to recreate the abilities of the original Spider-Man in other people, and later suffers a related accident that causes half his DNA to be rewritten with a spider's genetic code. And so we all know what happened in the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, I won't spoil anything, but I really think this is a phenomenal looking figure. I think it looks great. I think it looks cool, and that's why I picked it up. I picked it up at Box Lunch. Now, normally this figure will run you about $130, but as you know me, I don't pay full price for most anything. So Box Lunch every now and then runs their lunch money special, where if you spent so much money, you got like $15 off of $30 off coupons, and you could stack those. And so I had a bunch of those, and I ended up getting this one for about half off, so $70 for this guy instead of the $130. So I thought, what a bargain. And so he's been sitting in my garage of wonders for a while. And I thought, why not bring him out? To my friend, shout out Duran SSJ. I put a link to his channel down below. He's a reaction video guy. I asked him, I said, what do you want me to review next? I'll give you the choice. Spider-Man, Transformers, or anime, or Star Wars. He said, Spider-Man. I said, okay, I got Spider-Man 2099, and I got the Spider-Man No Way Home blue suit, the new blue suit figure. Which one do you want to see? And he said the 2099. So this is for you, Duran. This is dedicated to my friend Duran out there. So let's get this thing out of the box and onto my table right now. Out of the package and onto my table, here he is, and it is a gorgeous looking figure right now. I mean, just a very nice looking figure. You don't get as many accessories as you do with some of the other things, but I think what it lacks in accessories probably makes up for in posability and some other stuff. And so what you get out of the box, first of all, you do get the instructions here that'll help you out. So instructions in case you need help in putting stuff on. You also get his cape, a Spider-Man with a cape. There we go, very nice. You get his webs right here. These are just kind of plastic versions of his webs. Very nice, very fragile looking, so be very careful with those. You get the alternate head of Miguel. And so take a look at the detail on that head. Looks really good. I think it looks great. You also get a couple more sets of hands here. So you get the hands with the claws. I don't know if you can see that. So this has the claws, there you go, and then just a regular set of open hands here. Hands across America, excellent, excellent. You also get this thing here. I don't know exactly what this is. If you do, let me know. You get his little transporter bracelet. You know, that allows him to go cross dimensions without wigging out. And then you get one for Gwen. So if you have the SH Figuarts Gwen figure, you get a bracelet for her. So that'll be really cool. So now I have to get a Gwen so that I can use her bracelet. Very nice. And then of course the figure itself. So let's bring this figure in for a closer look. And it looks great. The colors, the blue and the red really pop, and you can kind of see the detail in the suit. I think looks really, really good. These right here are pretty sturdy, which I think is great because then it will hold up, whereas sometimes softer plastic will just kind of bend and eventually just warp. I think that looks good. Now you got, of course, to be careful with it because it'll probably warp. The logo on his suit just looks really, really cool. The face, the arms, all the way down. Now, if you don't want to spend this much money on a figure, of course you can go with the Marvel Legends figure of Spider-Man 2099, but right now he's kind of getting hard to find. But very, very nice figure. So let me bring this back up here so you can see. That's from the front, from the side, from the back, from the side, and the front. My little rotisserie view, some rotisserie spider. Articulation wise, you get quite a bit of articulation with this guy. Of course the head is on a ball, but it's on this like just smooth, really nice ball, and then the neck too as well. So you got some really good movement there. You have the upper ab crunch, the lower ab crunch, they move, swivel there. The arms, you have it right here. There's this like cool little joint here, and then of course the joint on the arm. This twists right here as well. You have more than a 90-degree bend at the wrist, and then you have this on a ball too as well. But that also shifts up and down too, so you can get him in some gnarly poses. Legs, you got this and this. This is the first I've seen any SH Figuarts figure. Normally you got just a, you know, that you got that bend there, that twist that you can do right there, and then you can twist here. You also have the twist right here. You have more than a 90-degree. You also have the ankle twist there too as well. So you do get a lot of movement, which you do need for a Spider-Man, right? You want to be able to get him in some really, really gnarly poses on that. So, but that's a little bit of the articulation. So really, really good. Easy way to put the head on and off. There's a ball here. You just kind of pop the head off and then put the new head on. Same thing right here. You'll put those, just kind of, I find the easiest way for me is to twist as I pull, and then kind of twist as I push it back on. And then the webs, kind of, you want to put those on before you put the hands on, so that way you can make that happen. And you'll see some poses with all that stuff here later on. But right now, what I want to do is I want to get some other figures to compare Miguel to from a height standpoint, to see how he scales with other figures, whether from DC, Star Wars, or whatever. So let's do it. And here is Miguel with some other figures that I do have. And so what you're looking at here, of course, is my latest and greatest nice little animated treasure. There is Bumblebee. You can see that review. My most recent review is with Bumblebee. We have the 5-inch Deku, or Izuku Midoriya, from My Hero Academia, which season is getting ready to start up soon. And Duran, I got another favorite for you. I got good old Bakugo that we're going to review here in a little bit. We also have 3.75-inch Riva from Obi-Wan. We have a 7-inch McFarlane. We also have a 6-inch Black figure, and then an SH Figuarts Mash Burn Dead from Mashal Magic and Muscles, which is another anime that you should be watching. And so you can kind of see how he scales. I think he scales more in line, looks like to me, with McFarlane. So, but I think he'll definitely scale with the other SH Figuarts Across the Spiderverse figures, which I hope to get someday. But that is how he looks. So let's get back together, talk through some of my final thoughts and what do I think about this figure, and should you spend the exorbitant amount of money to get it? Let's do it. So what are my final thoughts on Spider-Man 2099, aka Miguel O'Hara from Nueva York? Here he is. This is probably the pose I am going to keep him in. Very menacing, very cool. I mean, just the colors alone on this is amazing. The more I played with this, the more I liked it. Plain and simple. The more I played with it, the more I liked it. I thought I was going to have issues because his calves are so small. I don't know if we can see this here. Let's see if I can bring it around this way. His calves and feet are so small that I wouldn't get to pose him with him standing on his own. But there are times you can get him standing on his own, but then there are times you need to stand like this, for example. You would need to stand for this pose right here. But very, very cool, and makes me want to get the other ones like ASAP. Want them so bad to have a really cool. I'd love to be able to get like a dingy New York kind of backdrop to kind of put them in, which would be freaking amazing and freaking awesome. But on a scale of good, bad, awesome, I would give this, and this is awesome. This figure right here. Now, is he worth $130? That is a tough question to answer, because if I had to pay full price for him, I probably wouldn't have gotten him. Probably not. But paying only $60 for him, yeah. But if you have the money for it, go for it. I know some of y'all like the Mafex better, but this one right here, they did a really, really, really great job on. Everything from the head to the feet. I wish it came with more facial expressions that you can swap out on the head without the mask, and just a couple more hands would have been cool. And come with a stand. I wish it would have came with a stand, because I mean, it's Spider-Man. He needs a stand. He needs a stand, doesn't he? Spider-Man 2099. But just overall, when he was first released, I remember when that comic book first came out, it was at my local Save-A-Trip in Belle Plaine, Kansas, and I thought it looked really, really cool, but then I thought it was also sacrilegious that it wasn't Peter Parker. But I'll tell you what, we can live in a land where we have more than one Spider-Man, right? Most definitely, and especially with the Spider-Verse across the into whatever verses we have, you're gonna really, really enjoy it. So should you buy it? If you got $130 and you don't have to pay bills or anything like that, I would say you'd love this figure. I think it'd be great. I would probably, like, if you shop at Box Lunch or something like that, just save up your lunch money, because I think it's like every $30 you spend, you get this coupon for $15 off of $30. So they got all sorts of cool collectibles for, especially if you're an anime fan, and just save that Box Lunch money up, and boom, when it comes time to redeem it, get this guy. You will not be disappointed on that. So, but overall, really nice. Can't wait to get Miles Morales. Can't wait to get all the other ones that are out there. Spider-Gwen. I know they're going to release Spider-Punk. He's up for pre-order right now. So hopefully we'll get some more. I know if I want to go with the into the Spider-Verse ones, like Spider-Ham and Spider-Noir and stuff, you're going to pay a pretty penny for those. But so maybe they'll re-release them once the new movie comes out. But that's all I got to say about that. So tune in next time when we talk about something else good, bad, or awesome. But in the meantime, y'all remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.